We have a pretty large group of reporters on the phone here, ready to take your question, or ready to give you questions. And
okay.
As you all know, we acquired Milan Lucic earlier today from Boston, and he's been kind enough to make himself available here for your questions. So please keep all background noise to a minimum and introduce yourself prior to your question as well. Thank you. We'll go ahead and take questions.
Milan, Joe McDonald's, ESPN Boston. Donnie spoke with us a little while ago and said it was a very difficult call for him to make. When you received that call from him, just knowing that you had been traded away from Boston, just, how did you feel?
It was definitely an emotional call, and you can I could sense it in it. I could sense it in his voice that it was an emotional call for him, and even for me, I was hearing and reading everything on Twitter, and then when I saw that, he was the first one to call me and give me the news about it, obviously, my emotions were there too, and at the end of the day, Boston's the place I went to as a 19-year-old, and I got to be there for 8 great years, and got to be a part of a Stanley Cup winning team, and it's where I grew up as a person and a player that I am today, and without the help of everyone a part of the Bruins organization and the city of Boston, and especially the fans, I think that's why it was such an emotional call to be a part of.
Milan, Steve Conroy from the Boston Herald. At what point did you really think that this was going to be real and that you might be moving on from the Bruins? Because obviously with your contract situation, this has been, speculated upon for, the beginning of the season almost.
It's funny. I didn't really know what to think, to be perfectly honest. But, you hear the last couple of days, all the speculations that's going around, especially in the social media world that we live in today. With that many speculations, a lot of the times they're just rumors, but, when there's that many speculations, there has to be some kind of truth behind it. So I really didn't know what to think. I had a lot of, mixed emotions in the last, I'd say, 48 hours, and I kind of had that, that nervous, anxious, excited, sad, all-in-one feeling going on in my stomach, especially this morning, like something big was going to happen. So, but that's basically it. So, again, with obviously with the change in GM in the Bruins, you never know. You never know what's going to happen moving forward, and you saw obviously today that the Bruins made some pretty big changes.
Yeah, hi, it's Dillman from the Los Angeles Times. Turning over to LA, I wanted to know what you think of joining the Kings organization. 2 cups in the last few years, and your thoughts on the bigger picture and even the smaller picture in terms of, say, playing with Kopitar and Gaborik, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's the most exciting thing about moving on from Boston is I get to move on to a team that already knows how to win. They're not a team that's learning how to win or trying to make that step to win a Stanley Cup. They already know how to do that, and with, like you said, the possibilities of playing with two really great players as Kopitar and Gaborik, it's definitely a real exciting feeling, and obviously I get to be a part of an organization to help them win another cup. If you look at the roster right now, I'd say we're definitely in the top 2 or 3 in the league right now as contenders. So I'm more than excited to join a team like this. Like I said, that's already knows how to win, and I'm just going to go there and be myself and be the best player I can be for the team.
Thank you.
Milan, this is Josh Cooper with Yahoo Sports. In terms of the Kings, I mean, how far off do you think this team is? Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs last year. From playing against them, what went wrong, and what do you think you can do to be part of the solution there?
Well, I think a little bit of fatigue kicked in. Obviously, you look at what they've done prior to this season in the postseason, going Stanley Cup, third round Stanley Cup. I mean, it catches up to you when you don't have, like a lot of players do, that much time to rest. So, I think in a way it's a good thing, going into next season that they didn't make the playoffs. So it gives the players a good chance to get their rest and get re-energized and back into tip-top shape and refocus and hungry again to be in the playoffs and go for that Stanley Cup again. So, but again, to your question, I think it was just fatigue kicking in, and but I think obviously there's no excuses with that heading into next season.
It's Lisa Dillman again. When do you plan to come to Los Angeles? Actually, where are you right now? Are you on vacation or at home or?
I'm back home. I'm out west in Kelowna, actually, in Kelowna, BC, up in Canada, and it's pretty funny. I just got home yesterday from Disneyland, so I was just down there at Disneyland with my oldest daughter, just enjoying taking her for her first time to Disneyland. So, I mean, it would have been nice to have gotten the news while I was down there, so I could stay down there and I guess enjoy the start of being a King a little bit more. But as of right now, I haven't really thought too much about when I'm going to come down to LA. But obviously, it's a great place to be and a great place to visit, and a short flight for me being from Vancouver. So I'll be there sooner than later.
Hey, your daughter will be excited about getting to go back soon.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I got to get an annual pass now. She loved it so much.
Milan, Jonathan Davis from NHL Network Radio. I'm curious, are there any guys on this roster that you know, so when you walk in there, it's not going to be so odd?
I know Drew Doughty a little bit. We played together in the Canada-Russia series in 2007. So we spent a total of 21 days together. So I know him a little bit. And in the last Canadian Olympic camp that was held in the summer, so in the summer of 2013, I was actually roommates with Jeff Carter. So those are the two guys that I know a little bit. And other than that, it's going to be all new, fresh faces for me. So I guess you can say it's a complete fresh start, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most is getting a fresh start here, and and like I said, just being whom I am and bringing what I can bring to the best of my abilities to LA Kings, and hope that we can be where we want to be at the end of next season.
Luch, Joe McDonald again. Just with all the changes that have been made with the Bruins now, just what type of team do you think they're going to be moving forward?
It's tough to say. It's really tough to say, especially because I've been a part of the organization for a long time, and I guess I was fortunate to be a part of a big part of the identity that we created over the years that I was there. But obviously, moving forward, I still think that they're going to be a really good team. With Bergeron and Krejci, that's one of the best 1-2 punches as far as centermen go in the Eastern Conference and in the NHL. And I mean, Krejci was injured pretty much the whole season last year. So a healthy Krejci and obviously a healthy Berge, that makes them a really good team. And in my mind, just because I got to shoot against them for the last 5 years, Tuukka is definitely, in my mind, top 3 goalies in the league. So I think they're going to be fine, and I think I think obviously they're making some changes that they feel is best for them, and as an outsider looking in now, just because I've been there, you wish them. I guess I can say you wish them all the best, but not against the Kings.
Thanks, Luch.
Milan, it's John Hoven from mayorsmanor.com. As a member of the Bruins, you didn't get an opportunity to come to Los Angeles too often, but 2007 is a pretty big game for you. You scored your first goal here in L.A. Just what do you remember about that game?
Yeah, it was first time in L.A. and I have a lot of family that lives down in San Diego, and I remember them coming up, and my parents flew down with my little brother, and my grandma came down as well, and obviously I think in the first period I had a fight against Ivanis, and in the second period I had an assist, and in the third period it was 2-on-1 with me and Krejci, and he gave me a really great pass back door, and I had an open net, and I scored my first NHL goal there in the Staples Center, and obviously moving forward, I hope to get a few more in the Staples Center. So obviously, because I scored my first goal there, that arena's been really special for me, and even looking back at the 2006 draft, I met with the LA Kings, 3 times before the draft, and I thought they were going to take me at the 48th pick, but they ended up taking a defenseman, and I ended up going 50th to Boston, which obviously has worked out really well. So what I thought was going to happen back in 2006 has happened now. So, like I said, I'm obviously, there's a big part of me that's, sad in leaving Boston, but also there's a big part of me that's real excited about the opportunity ahead of playing for such a great team and organization like the Kings.
Thanks.
All righty. Well, Milan, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here and talking to you quite a bit more. So if you want to sign off, we'll cut you loose. I think we have Dean calling in here shortly, so everyone else can hang on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Milan.
Thanks, Luch.